first angel blew his trumpet, hail and fire mixed with blood were thrown down on the earth. A third of the earth, a third of the trees, and a third of all green plants were burned.
Какая прелесть! Вау! Это Сибирь.
Так хорошо было, в принципе, вообще. Так резко бывает. Что так резко? Пошел.
Ни хрена себе. Ни хрена себе.
Быстрее, 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 быстрее. Смотри, вы сегодня не говорят. Что как фильмы там?
Охренеть. Настя, мы вон дошли. Настя, поднимись вверх. Поднимись
Снега просто. Когда такое было на летом. Ты дура! Вылезь оттуда. Охуеть.
Думаю, что лето теплое сильно. Не положил.
Комок снега нам падает.
На, держи сама. Пиздец.
Интересно, почему никто не ходит, блин? Смотри, нам лучше, что ли? Это, если вы сдохнете, я тебя люблю.
Я тоже. Осторожно.
Никак придется.
The village of Sevanagala in eastern Sri Lanka. A typical day in the monsoon season. The rain, torrential. Except there's something very different about this rain. Its color. It rained on and off for 60 days straight. People were held captive by the mysterious red downpour and feared their drinking water was contaminated. Initially unable to find the cause of the red rain, investigators turned to similar events around the world for a possible explanation. And incredibly, there were other cases. Sydney in 2009 awoke to a red fog engulfing the city.
How bizarre is this?
It stretched 600 kilometers along the coast and remained for 48 hours. It was rich, ferric dust blown in by strong winds from drought-affected deserts inland. And in 2001, in Kerala, southern India, blood-colored red rain fell for 2 whole months. Initially, red dust was blamed again, this time from the Arabian desert. Dust sucked up by hot surface air, blown across the Indian Ocean, and dropped in the monsoon rains. But the dust theory didn't hold up to closer examination.
Multiple forest fires are burning in New Jersey. Officials say dry weather and strong winds are intensifying the fires.
The conditions today were very, very appropriate for fast spreading wildfire, fast developing wildfire.
Fire crews managed to contain the first large fire around 10 p.m. Thursday as another raged 5 miles away. Officials say the Class 5 fire, the most dangerous kind, burned 307 acres. More than 600 homes were evacuated from the area.
In 2010, massive earthquakes rattled the globe. In Haiti, over 200,000 people are killed. Weeks later, cities half a world away in Chile are leveled. 500,000 buildings damaged. Around the globe, millions live above active earthquake zones.
When the second angel blew his trumpet, something like a great fiery mountain was thrown into the sea. A third of the sea turned to blood. A third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships was destroyed.
I will utterly consume all things from off the land, said the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven, and the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, said the Lord.
Thousands of dead fish were discovered in Marina del Rey near Bora Bora Way. Officials don't know what caused them to die and float to the surface, but they say it could be changes in the water temperature or the bacteria level.
At 7:55, a mystery in Marina del Rey this morning. Thousands of fish washed up dead, leaving a lot of people concerned. NBC4's Reggie Kumar is live there with some new video. Reggie.
That's right, Adrian. We're still waiting on a call back from Fish and Game officials, but let me just show you what the fish look like here in the harbor once again. This is what residents are dealing with. It's actually starting to smell really bad at the moment. Now, this is the cell phone video a resident recorded last night at about 9 o'clock. He says it looked like the fish were in trouble. Some were jumping in the water, and there was a stingray that also appeared to be in distress. LA County Sheriff's Station, the Marina del Rey station across the harbor, told us they noticed the fish kill late last night after being flooded with phone calls from concerned residents. A sergeant spoke to Fish and Game officials this morning. He was told there are several possibilities that could have caused this. The lack of oxygen in the water, tide change, and of course the temperature change. Now, something similar happened 2 years ago at Redondo Beach's King Harbor Marina. Fish and Game officials back then said it was due to lack of oxygen in the water. Again, we are awaiting a call back from Fish and Game officials to find out exactly why this happened. It's the very latest here at Marina del Rey. I'm Reggie Kumar for Today in LA.
A massive cleanup continues at Marina del Rey, where thousands of fish have been cleaned up, but there are thousands more to go.
The third angel blew his trumpet. A great star fell from heaven. It was burning like a torch, and it fell on the third of the rivers and on a third of the springs of water. The name of the star was Bitter, and a third of the water turned bitter. Many people died because the water was so bitter. When the fourth angel blew his trumpet, a third of the sun, a third of the moon, and a third of the stars were struck. They each lost a third of their light. So during a third of the day there was no light, and a third of the night was also without light.
$5 million barrels a day going up in clouds of poisonous smoke and soot. If left alone, the fires could burn for 100 years.
It's not just darkness as you imagine darkness. And there were lots of days for a long, long time that were absolutely black.
Everywhere you looked, there was a burning well. Everywhere you looked was nothing but destruction. And when you could see the sky, it didn't last but a few minutes, and it'd be total darkness again. I went back home. I tried to tell them what I had seen on the trip, what we would be up against, what they would need to expect. And then I told them there's no such words that I know that will explain what you're fixing to go into. And I couldn't describe it to them, what I'd seen. I could not. There wasn't words, there's no words around to describe what we saw when we came here in March.
Kako lijep oblak, prijeteći. Oblak došao na zemlju, čovječe.